Hello, darlings. Bear with me. Once again, I am running a little bit late. Right, let's get some atmosphere going. Oh, Lord above. Yeah. Oh, what have I done with that? Ah, here we are. Excellent. Right. Sorry about that, my lovelies. Here we go. Good evening, my lovely ones, my little terrines of Heinz tomato soup, and a very warm welcome to, where are we? Wednesday. A very warm welcome to Wednesday Night Live with me, Boaty. And as you can probably guess, I'm going to be coming into your ears and quite possibly other orifices as well. I mean, eyes spring to mind over the space of the next 57 minutes at least. Gosh, and it is nothing less than a sheer orgasmic joy to be here with you again. You really are such a wonderfully top of the range group of lovely people. And I'm looking forward to seeing where we go tonight. I mean, given that last night, memorably, we had we had Neil taking on in a pro celebrity wrestling match a tag team of Hubnut, Kendo Matasaki, the masked carbor. I can't remember who else. Who were the other two? Oh, Chop's Garage. We had James in there, didn't we? And uh, God, who was the fourth one? I can't remember who it was. It wasn't Miss Hubner. I wouldn't be that cruel. Oh, one of you lot will remember. But how have you? How have your day been, darling? How have your days been? How have your day been? No, that doesn't work at all. Different kind of beans, isn't it? Who have I got? Pingu Concord, the wonderful Pingu. Salutations, your reverence. Oh, I do like a bit of throwing in. Oh, cheers, by the way, darlings. I need this. I don't mind. Oh, that's rather nice, is that? Oh, that's excellent. Your very good health and up yours, each and every one of you. Bottoms up. Salutations, your reverence. I don't mind being properly titled every now and then. A topic for discussion. Oh, this will be interesting. How long do you think channels like Hubner will continue? Another 10 years? 20? Or will the YouTube bubble burst? I.e., viewers decline or YouTubers get fed up? What an interesting question. And what might Boaty's world be like in 10 years' time? Now, that really is an interesting question. What do I think? I think the bubble might burst, the YouTube bubble might burst in a sense when it comes to certain things, but for niche channels like me and like Hubnut and whatnot, I don't think that bubble will burst. And as for YouTubers getting fed up, um, well, if it's their job, do you get fed up of your job? And if it's, I mean, YouTube tends to be a hobby as well as a job. So I think there's less chance of getting fed up. As to where this bloody channel will be in 10 years' time, gosh, I dread to think. Well, I will say one thing. If I'm still going in 10 years' time, then the channel will be. What I'll be doing, God only knows. I mean, I'm enough of a bloody wreck now. Imagine what I'm going to be like when I'm in 10 years' time, will I be an OAP? When do you become an OAP? I know where you're all going to go with this. Am I going to be an OPWAP? Let's crack on for the moment, but that is a good topic for discussion. And I'd like to carry on with the tag team wrestling as well, please. I like the idea of our Neil, our community wrestling cage fighting champion, taking on all comers from the YouTube world. Jimmy Quinn is with us. Good evening, Boaty and all. Good evening to you, Jimmy. The one and only General Cheeseburger, the housemaster of ultimate shithousery, as he's known and loved by us all. Evening all. Barry, that guy from SETI Alpha 5. Good evening to all. Good evening to you. Here we go. Cheeseburger. He won't be, I can't say the word. Cheeseburger has christened Hubnut Hub See You Next Tuesday. And I can't say that. I'm not allowed to say that on YouTube. I'll get demonetized. But anyway, he won't be Hub Thing in 10 years' time, but Hubope. How old is Hubnut? He's got to be younger than me, hasn't he? Is he younger than me? Yeah, he must be younger than me, surely. I know, don't call me Shirley. I don't know. I mean, I can... Well, let's throw it over to you, lot. Never mind what I think. The hangover has finally gone, by the way. The worst hangover in the history of forever has gone, and I am never, ever, ever touching vodka again. Well, not that level of vodka again. Bloody hell. I'm too old for that nonsense, darlings. My poor old buddy can't cope with it. A couple of glasses of wine, shamble upstairs to my old pit. That's about the limit these days. Joe is with us, Cars with JC. Good evening all. Hope everyone is well and had a lovely day. That's very kind, Joe. Hope you're doing okay, mate. Bad Books, Mark is with us. Good evening all. The lovely Simone of Hooked on Classics. Hello to you. Ashley Stewart, evening all. Good evening, Ashley. Skick is here. Did your car pass Simone? No, but you asked me this before, Skick. As far as I'm aware, none of my cars have ever passed Simone. Here he is, Neil, aka the Gibbonator. Yeah, that's his fighting name. The Gibbonator takes on Kendo Matasaki, the masked car bore. Oh God, who wouldn't pay to see that? And somebody, who was it? I think it was it Russ? Actually put up a link to in the YouTube group, Boaty's Facebook group. I mean, not YouTube. God above. Boaty's World. If you're not a member, just search for Boaty's World on Facebook. Like the page, join the group if you want to. I mean, if you don't want to, don't. I'm not forcing you. I'm not even going to suggest it. But I think it was Ross put the link up to Big Daddy versus Kendo Nagasaki. And it was the one everybody had been waiting for when Kendo Nagasaki finally got unmasked. And I actually watched it. How sad am I? I clicked the link and I watched it. And amazingly, Big Daddy lost. I was amazed by that. I didn't think Big Daddy ever lost. Oh, hello. And apparently Simone's car and the passing or not thereof is a secret for now. So I guess that means there's going to be a video coming out on the Hooked on Classics channel. A very splendid channel it is too. Wine o'clock, says Joe. It absolutely is. Oh, jolly good. Barry Scrotter has got an unexpected night off and he's joined us. How wonderful. How are we all? Those candles aren't enough to heat the cottage. Oh, bloody hell, you've got that right. And it's a cold one tonight, isn't it? The little milder spell seems to have passed, and it's bloody bitter out there tonight. And I rather think, darlings, that it's going to freeze. I've just edged the heating up, so I'm not relying on the candles. Simone says, I haven't made a film in ages, and I'm struggling with motivation to get things done. Well, that's not uncommon at this time of year, Simone, is it? I mean, they've got a name for it now, the same as they've got a name for everything. I mean, the old days, in the old days, you were just miserable, or you were grumpy, or you were fat, or now you can't be any of those things. You have to have a medical syndrome. And of course, there is one for winter. It's called SAD, or seasonal affectiveness disorder. And all it basically means is that because there's less sunlight and whatnot, we're all a little bit miserable and demotivated. Now, that's not a syndrome. It's just what it is. We're humans. This is how it goes. It's how it's always gone. Long before some idiot decided to give it a bloody medicalish, well, pseudo-medicalese title and an acronym. And you can bet it's no coincidence that the acronym is SAD, SAD. Somebody thought they were being bloody clever. It's just natural. It's just how things are. We get miserable in winter. That's why we have things like Christmas, and other festivals which go way back when. And basically, they were all started to try and get us to cheer the fuck up and look forward to something and have lights and a nice meal and, try to make some positives out of horrible midwinter where it's dark and cold and bloody horrible. But think of this, darlings. Chins up. Hold those heads up high. It is, as I speak, the 13th of December. And that means we've only got 8 days now, just 8 little days until the winter solstice, the 21st of December. And that means the shortest day, longest night. But once we get over that hurdle, darlings, once we hit the old 22nd, we're on the way back up. The days will get longer, and before you know it, it'll be spring. And oh God, there'll be green shoots everywhere. The bare trees will start to sprout leaves. I'll probably get my pottering pants laundered in the optimistic hope of what spring might bring. Oh dear. Neil asks, why am I suddenly a pro-celebrity though? Am I an undercard of the great unknown? Well, you're representing our community, Neil. So that makes you an absolute celebrity by default, doesn't it? Or something like that. So, or are you the pro? I don't know. I haven't worked it out. Don't ask me difficult questions at this time of night. Oh dear. I'll do that in a minute. I've got some things to tell you, darlings. I just need to remember what they are. Joe says, I'm sorry I missed last night's live. You missed a good one, actually, Joe. After driving for 24 hours and covering, is that 8 or 6? 834 miles. Bloody hell, Joe. I mean, you said you were getting up at 1 a.m. and I saw a Facebook post saying that you were heading up country again. But what the hell did you do, boy? 24 hours, 894 miles. And you were driving back to Cornwall when the live was going on. What were you doing? Tell us. Or is it a secret? Was it a romantic tryst? Oh, I hope it was a romantic tryst. Were you driving from 1 a.m. onwards with Roy Orbison on the onboard gramophones, warbling away that he drove all night to get to you? I miss those days. I miss those days of driving through the night and romantic trysts and being so hopelessly enamored of somebody. And you were just craving an hour in their company. And you would be perfectly, or I used to be perfectly willing anyway, to do like a 6 hour round trip just to see somebody for an hour and doing that all around work as well. I used to do quite a lot. Well, I mean, I used to do worse, didn't I? Or better, or whichever way you look at it. God above, I used to fly across the Atlantic to have lunch. Ah, she was lovely, though. The lovely Robin. Bless her. Ah, although she was kind of lovely in an American kind of way. She was, how can I put it? She was enhanced in various ways. Buddy Scrutter is starting early on the Christmas chocolate tonight. Fair dinner. Oh God, here we go. Oh, cheeseburger. Yeah, the beige bomber and the very nice man. That's right. That's right. Yeah, we teamed up the beige bomber. Oh God, has anybody told him? I mean, Joseph Lloyd, I'm delighted I can now call him a friend. And he's just such a lovely fellow, as is Neil. I mean, you know, the idea of Neil fighting under the name The Very Nice Man is entirely opposite or opposite, in my opinion. But I'd love to know, has anybody told the delightful Mr. Joseph Lloyd that he has another life that he probably doesn't know about in our community, where he is no longer Joseph Lloyd. He is no longer the main man behind Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. No, no, he is the beige bomber. And he regularly takes part in celebrity wrestling matches. Oh God, has anybody told him? Has anybody mentioned it? I wonder if he knows. He's not mentioned it to me. Oh God. Oh, he would probably, oh gosh, more of you and your nonsense. 'Cause he's very posh, isn't he, Joseph? He's awfully posh. Oh gosh, more of you and your rather. But I reckon, whilst he would say that it was, oh, just more of that nonsense, I reckon he would quietly love it. Um, I reckon he would love having an alter ego, the beige bomber, where when the beige bomber phone went off, he'd nip into a telephone box if there were any left, tear off his tweed jacket, and and he'd be in his beige bomber wrestling leotard. Oh God. Actually, that would make quite a good porn film. Andrew says, a very good evening, Boaty and everyone. Oh, I didn't just say that, did I? I didn't just say that out loud. Please tell me I didn't. Please tell me I only thought it. Uh, a very good evening, Boaty, and a very good evening to you, Andrew. Jimmy Quinn says, in 10 years' time, Boaty's world will still be shit. Of course it will, Jimmy. Unless I've coughed it and somebody else has taken over. Oh, there's a question. Right, imagine if I became incapacitated in tricky chaps' words, aren't they? Imagine I became incapacitated in some way. I don't know. I mean, imagine I fell into a vodka bottle again or something. Who would take over from me? Who would you get to stand in while I was recovering? Who would stand in and host and be me when I'm not there? I mean, Captain Mustard has started doing impressions of me, but I don't think he's quite got it yet. I mean, according to him, I go, well, hello, my lovelies. I sound nothing like that. Well, maybe a bit. Right, yes. Cheeseburger says, Neil, you were taking on Tommy Fury. That's right. I had Neil fighting Tommy Fury at Boaty's suggestion. Yeah, I'm like a puppet master. I play with your alter egos. The very nice man comes from an old AA advert. Do I remember that? There was an advert. He's a very nice man. Oh, he's a very, very nice man. A very nice man. Oh, can't remember that. But Neil is a very nice man. A very nice man. He really is a very nice man. I've hugged him. Or actually, I would say, if I was honest, that it was more that I've been hugged by him. Neil is a very alpha male sort of chap, not by personality, because he's a very humble, friendly sort of chap with a heart as big as a house. He's just got all of that wonderfulness is encouched in a very alpha male body. So if you go in for a hug with Neil, the chances are you're going to be hugged more than do the hugging, because he's got arms the size of my legs. Oh dear. Yeah, that's right. I had you fighting Tommy Fury. You batter him, Neil. Batter him. God above. That's just reminded me of something. Now, on a total whim, not even a whim, right? Well, kind of a whim. You know, I tend not to do much on my phone because I am quite a large gentleman, and my portable electric telephone, which I can show you here, is quite a small device. So I try to do as little as possible on my portable electric telephone. I mean, I'll make a phone call, of course I will, but anything that requires like tippy tappy typey sort of chaps, I will want to be using the iPad or the MacBook or the iMac or whatever. But I was doing something Facebooky on my phone, and suddenly, and it must have been the end of the day. I must have had time. I'm so sorry. Do excuse me. I hope you didn't hear that. Unfortunately, I do have a microphone here which does pick up. I mean, that is the problem with the modern world and modern technology and things like microphones. Now, if we were at a dinner party now, or a drinks party, or a cocktail party, wouldn't be a problem, right? I have a glass of wine. I'm a gentleman of a certain age. Well, I'm a man of a certain age. Don't know about the gentleman bit. I've had a glass of wine. You know, things happen. There's going to be a wine burp. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. Now, dinner, drinks party, that kind of thing. There's going to be the sound of talk. There's going to be bustle. Not a problem. I can just turn my head slightly, hand to mouth, wine burp. Nobody's any the wiser, right? Background noise, I could have just hiccuped. I could have cleared my throat, coughed, or I could have quietly done a wine burp. There would be no shame. Nobody would be any the wiser. No problem whatsoever. Unfortunately, in these days of modern technology, I'm sitting talking to you through my doings, what's it? And I've got a bloody microphone right here. Look, it's got a green light on it and everything. And that spiteful little bastard doesn't let you get away with things like that. I mean, even I suppressed that wine burp. Now, if you didn't hear it, I'm shooting myself in the foot because I'm admitting that I did it. But I'm guessing that you did. Because that grassing little bastard there won't let you get away with that sort of stuff at all. And so that's it. And I'm transmitting to upwards of 3 people, and that horrid little git decides to transmit my wine burp. There's no privacy. There's no privacy, and there's no dignity left in this tricky chaps words. There's no dignity left in this technological age. But I was telling you, so I'm on my portable electric telephone. Imagine the scene. Put yourself in my place. I remember it as if it was yesterday, largely because it was yesterday. I'm sitting here, don't know what I was doing, but I'm doing something Facebooky on my phone. And my phone suddenly, because you know that your phone spies on you and it knows what you're doing and everything, and it pops things up. Well, my phone just popped this thing up saying, "Hey, you sad single sod, why not try Facebook dating?" And I thought, oh, all right, well, if you say so. And it's not unnatural that my phone would decide that I am a sad single man, because I run a large singles network. I run a singles charity. I run a singles website. I run the UK singles community. And Facebook, no, I do, because I've got a UK singles community group on Facebook, about 10 or 11,000 members. I've got links to my singles website all over Facebook, so it knows all about this sort of thing. And it popped up and said, "Why not try Facebook dating?" And I thought, well, all right. I mean, that's a decent work avoidance tactic, isn't it? Means I don't have to edit a video for 10 minutes or something. So I jumped onto this Facebook dating thing and tabbled in some what's it, where you tell lies about yourself. Or, I mean, when it comes to that sort of thing, darlings, there are sins of commission where you sin by doing something, and there are sins of omission where you sin by not doing something. And when it comes to dating apps and things like that, both apply. So you commit sins of commission by sort of saying, "Oh, God, yeah, I have a fabulous career. I'm not in debt at all. I'm a really nice person." And then there are sins of omission where you commit the sin by not doing things or not saying things. So, you forget to mention that 15-year prison term and the previous partner that you murdered. You forget to mention that you've been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. And you forget to mention that you're a grumpy, narky old bastard who everybody hates, and that 99% of the time you smell like cabbage that's been boiled in a pot with your grandmother's bloomers for about 3 days too long. But anyway, I did that thing, and at some point later on, there was a ping pong type thing, and you know how these things work. It shows you pictures of people who are either obviously fake or howling munters. And then, the occasional one pops up that looks vaguely human, and you press something. I think you're supposed to swipe, but I'm too old to swipe. I mean, there was no swiping in my day. The only people who swiped things were shoplifters and bloody pickpockets. But there was a ping pong, and I don't know exactly how these things work, darlings. You know me, I muddle my way through technology. And today I found myself having a text conversation with a very charming lady. And for some reason, I decided that the appropriate thing to say to this charming lady who lives somewhere inside my portable electric telephone. I don't know. I mean, we can all come out with the old chat up lines, can't we, that we used to use back in the day. How do you like your eggs in the morning? Unfertilized, fuck off, and that sort of thing. I decided to ask, who do you think would have won in a celebrity boxing competition? And please assume that both are at their peak. Who do you think would have won a celebrity boxing competition? Bruce Forsyth or Ken Bruce? And for some reason, I thought that would be the ideal thing to send to this poor cow. God. Oh dear. I blame you lot. I'm spending too much time with you lot. Where did I get to? I'm not reading that out, Barry. Oh, you become an OAP at 67, says Cheeseburger. And Jimmy concurs with that. Oh, so in 10 years' time, I won't be an OPWAP. Well, I won't be an OP. I don't know if I'd be an OPWAP. 67, bloody hell. Gosh. A hidden message. This will be filth. Oh, yeah, that's one I'm not. Oh, hang on. Oh, Neil remembers the AA advert. Simone says, Boaty, what did you think of Mrs. Furious's premiere? I don't know. I don't think I've seen it. Oh, so Mrs. Furious has appeared on camera. Oh, I saw a bit of it. Yeah. It was the MX-5, or it's a UNOS, isn't it? Same as my old one. Yeah, she appeared on video for the first. What did I think? I don't know. I don't know. What are you supposed to? I don't know. All right, let's be honest. What do I think? I think that if she chose to do it and she chooses to do more of it, I think that's probably a good thing for them, because something that was a solo thing then becomes a shared thing. It's not for everybody. Not everybody wants to be on film and splashed all over the internet. But when it works well. I mean, Ian and Carly, Hubnut and Miss Hubnut, it works great for them and good for them. And if it works out for Furious and Mrs. Furious, then that's grand. Oh, Ian is younger than me, says Simone. God, is he really? Hubnut was born in 78, says Joe. So his age is 44, 45. Ah. Oh, no. Pingu's coming up with an interesting one. How about Mustard and Allegro Man versus Dan's Bangers and the Beige Bomber? I'm not putting Mustard against the Beige Bomber. They're two of my friends. I don't want them fighting each other. Well, so is Allegro Man to that. But, well, honestly, Pingu, Allegro Man would take out Dan's Bangers and the Beige Bomber on his own. He wouldn't need Mustard. In fact, Mustard could take out Dan's Bangers and the Beige Bomber. Well, although, I don't know. Did we not think that the Beige Bomber probably had hidden depths of fighting pride? I like the idea of bringing Allegro Man into it, though. I'm an Allegro Man. God. Allegro Man and Neil, a.k.a. the Gibbonator, a.k.a. the Very Nice Man. Now, that is a duo that could take on anybody in YouTube land. I would back Allegro Man and the Very Nice Man against... I would back them against Tyson Fury and John Fury. Tyson and his dad. I reckon they'd... Oh dear. Have a fantastic night, everyone. Ta-ta for now, says Andrew. And he then follows it up by saying, I'm bloody miserable all the time. Oh, hello. Talk of the devil. Mustard is here. Project Nigel. Hello, Boaty's lovelies. Evening, Mustard. How are you, darling? Neil says, we all get saddened down at times, but that's what alcohol was invented for. In 10 years' time, Boaty, says Pingu, you will probably be an Airbnb millionaire and far too busy for YouTubing. I'll never get far too busy for YouTubing, because if it wasn't for you, if I lost YouTube, I'd lose you lot. And then what would I do? Where would I be without you lot? Well, I'm in the land of the living, probably, obviously. But I have this at the restaurant. They will say, "Oh, when your YouTube channel gets really big, you won't want anything to do with us." And I will. I don't care what happens. Life at the moment is brilliant. I've got you guys, thanks to YouTube, and I've got my Nepali family, thanks to the restaurant. And don't pick. And whatever happens, I don't want that to change. I don't care how successful I became or how much money I had in the bank. I'd never be too busy for that. I mean, those are the best things in life. We'd just be able to do more, wouldn't we? If I was an Airbnb millionaire, I could take you all on holiday. Skick says, I see you've still got the Rover Auto. Is there still no price on it? Which one do you mean, Skick? Rover Auto? Do you mean the 623? That's sold. Well, it was sold. Been sold for ages, about 3 months. Or do you mean another auto? I can't. What autos have we got at the moment? Oh, I can't remember. I'm probably a bit behind on comments, aren't I? Pingu's still on the same subject. Captain Mustard, how long do you feel you will continue your channel? Another 10 years? Easy. Oh my God. For goodness sake. I'm saying nothing, says Carlos Fandango. Well, that's a bloody first, isn't it? Buddy Scrotter says, wow, Joe, hubby is a year younger than me. Ah, Cheeseburger. 834 miles, Joe. Check your head gasket. Oh, and Mustard will be going 10 years at least, he hopes. Mustard's like me. He'll do it forever. He's just found a thing. He's found a thing that he loves, that he's good at, and that some people seem to like. And each month, more and more people like it. And he's sufficiently good at it, and enough people like it that he gets paid money. So he's never going to stop doing this. Never. Mustard and I, we will be co-hosting live streams and doing Mustard and Boaty Do Lunch in some retirement home in 20 years' time. Yep. Mustard and Boaty live from the nursing home. And he will be like, oh God, I almost used his name. I almost said his name, which would have been really unprofessional, Jack Tranter. He will be the Jack Tranter of his day. When I was very young, and I was occasionally working at my mother's nursing home, we had a resident with an enormous Polaris missile. I mean, it was prodigious. It was terrifying. Yeah, Mustard will be in that position. He'll be the one that none of the NAs want to change his bedding. And I'll be the grumpy one that whacks everybody with a walking stick. Oh, John is here. How lovely. Evening chat, evening Boaty. Evening, John. We've all been thinking of you. Paul Smortion has joined us. Uh, Joe says, I went up country with a friend, not romantically. She's the nan I never had, so family to me. Okay, well, that's a little bit of info. John has got an update, bless him. Not too bad today, still feeling a bit sick and pounding headache still. Well, not surprising, bless you. You keep that chin up, John. We're all with you, mate. We're all with you. And you're doing all right, mate. You're doing okay. I mean, considering what you've had to deal with, you're fending it off. You're kicking it back in the corner, mate. You're going to be grand. I've got a good feeling. I'm not reading that one out, Cheeseburger. Jimmy says, Joe, JC with cars can do my job. Yeah, well, he proved that, didn't he? We were live streaming from the hotel in Rill last week, and Neil and I popped outside for an addiction break. And when I say I'm popping outside, is going down from the second or third floor out through reception and out to the car park. And Joe held the fort, bless him. A natural broadcaster is our Joe. I think the thing is, like thinking about Joe, but thinking about things generally, if you're not scared of the camera and if you're able to just be yourself, then you'll be good. You'll present well. It's when people are scared of the camera and they try to put on an act, or they become wooden or whatnot. If you can just relax and be you, you'll be grand. It's like Neil said that he freezes on camera, but he's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. He's done loads of stuff on camera with me and with Mustard now, and he's brilliant. It's just natural, funny. It's just, no, I don't know. Oh, hello. Oh, that's lovely, John. John's just pinged me to say that all he wants to do next year is to be well and to meet me and Mustard and most of the community. And that's a lovely thought. And I'm sure you will, John. I would love to meet you. I know Mustard would. And I know the rest of all of these guys would as well. So, yeah, when you're in the new year, when you're a bit better, and all of the scary, nasty stuff is over with, we'll have a meetup to celebrate exactly that, John. We'll have a good old meetup. And we will celebrate your return to health and wellness. And I'll really look forward to that. Joe went to Peterborough and then Durham. I take it back, it was 862 miles. Bloody hell, Peterborough and Durham. Now, Durham, of course, is where the Pink Panther came from, isn't it? Durham, 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 Durham. Yeah, okay, I'll get my coat. Bob Grant would be a good replacement for Boaty. Who the hell's Bob Grant when he's at home? And Cheeseburger says, Paul, Bob Grant has no teeth either. Oh dear. Joe left Bude at 1-ish on Monday and got back at 12:43 on Tuesday morning. Bloody hell. Joe is doing OAP road trip, says Cheeseburger. He's driving with Daisy. The likeness is uncanny, Cheeseburger, says Paul. Who is Bob Grant? I want to know who he is now. I'm not going to go and Google him. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction. John, I hope you're on the way to recovery, says Cheeseburger, as do we all. And Christmas will be better for you. Oh, well, let's hope so. I mean, Christmas is what? Where are we now? We're on the 8th. No, we're not. We're on the 13th. So Christmas is 12 days. Christ, 12 days. I've got a restaurant full of people. Bloody hell. Oh, and if anybody's interested, Oh, is that who it is, Neil? Thank you for that. Stan's mate from On the Buses. Oh, he was brilliant. He was brilliant. Oh, God. Oh, I'll take that. I'd love to have him standing in for me. Oh, and Neil has sent me a photo. Yeah, that's the fellow. Oh, he'd be perfect. He would be he would be an ideal replacement for me. Absolutely ideal. Oh, brilliant. Good shout. Whoever came up with that. Oh, God, I'm going to be all over the place with the comments now, aren't I? Cheeseburger says, I thought I'd found your portable electric telephone number today and sent a text. I must have been wrong though. I'm hopeless with text, Cheeseburgers. Let's have a look. My number is out there. Message. Santander, you're skint again. We haven't right. No, nothing from you on that one, Cheeseburger. I will check the business phone. Text. Oh my God. Yeah, here it is. Is is this the mobile telephone device of Reverend Boaty? He really did. He's not kidding. I'll show you. Look. Oh, you won't be able to see, will you? It squiggles it all up. Oh, you're not going to have seen that. Yes, Cheeseburger. Yes, it is. I'm sorry I didn't see that when you sent it. I'm really, really bad at telephone calls, texts, Facebook messages, Instagram messages, WhatsApp. I'm awful at. I mean, you know, it normally takes me about 3 months to reply to something. I'm not being rude. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just old and rubbish. But, oh my God. Oh, you know what this means? This means I've got Cheeseburger's telephone number. God help you next time I'm drunk, Cheeseburger. That's all I can say. Well. Is this the mobile telephone device of Reverend Boaty? You didn't say who you were, though. I'll reply. There you go. There you go. Me and Cheeseburger, we're now portable electric phone text mates. Don't send me a photograph of your cock. Or anybody else's. Thank you very much. Oh dear. John says, Cheeseburger, hopefully, mate. And it's my birthday. Oh, is it your birthday today? Oh, and it's the anniversary of your nan's death on the same day. Oh, well. Come on, everybody. Many happy returns. And those words are very, very well meant on this occasion. Many happy birthday, although I understand it's not a particularly celebratory day, John, but many happy returns. That's the main thing. May all of your future birthdays be just massive, healthy, joyful celebrations. Oh, happy birthday, John. I didn't realize it was your birthday. Come on, everybody. Come up with some live stream titles in honor of our friend who's, let's face it, been through the bloody wars quite recently and is celebrating his birthday today. James May could cover for you, Boaty, says Pingu. He has some more free time these days. James May. That would be lovely. James May would bring a bit of gravitas to Boaty's world, wouldn't he? I mean, Clarkson would be the obvious replacement, but James May would be a touch classier. Or actually, what about Steve Berry? What about Steve Berry as a replacement? I mean, one of the things that I'm really looking forward to over the next few weeks are me and Steve Berry in the company of the good Captain Mustard being put in the same caravan at the same time with a camera on us. That is going to be really, really interesting. Okay, I said I won't comment due to being pissed, but he's talking shit. Thank you, Carlos. Oh, crikey, John, says Cheeseburger. It's the wife's birthday yesterday and anniversary of her granddad's death as well. God, there's anniversaries all over the place. Oh, hello. I've been pinged another photo. What's this one? Ah, this is from Pingu. Very nice indeed, Pingu. And yes, I would. Hang on, I take that back. No, I wouldn't. She's got a ring through her nose. And for me, that is an absolute no-no. And back to the fray. Where was I? Oh, John. Yeah, I will do, mate. No problem at all. Yeah. Oh, hang on. And Cheeseburger's replied. Oh, Cheeseburger, please don't. Please don't. God. Oh, dear. And now we're talking about sad anniversaries. Oh, God. Carlos really is pissed. Simone says, I think Matt got her on camera like Ian did with Carly. Oh, Cheeseburger. Really? Really? Mrs. Furious on YouTube. Female mud wrestling with Miss Hubnut. Cheeseburger, you need help. You genuinely need intervention. Bloody hell. Oh, God above. I remember talking seriously. I remember when Ian first started including Carly in his videos, he had to do a video. And it's sad that you would have to do this, but he had to do a video saying, look, comments, sexualized comments about my girlfriend, as she was then, are not acceptable. And what a shame he had to do that. But I do vaguely remember reading some of the comments at the time, and they were more than a bit near the knuckle. Oh, excuse me. So you can understand why people would be somewhat wary of putting their other halves on there on the channel. Obviously, in all the time that I've been, well, I say all the time, I've not been doing this that long, but in the time that I've been doing it, there hasn't been a significant other for me to put on. And I'm trying to think if I would have put them on, were I with somebody? And gosh, would I? Well, I mean, it's not about would I do it, it's would they be comfortable with it. Now, Chinese Madam, she would have been all over it. Absolutely, she would have loved this. Absolutely loved it. I'm amazed she wasn't already doing it, to be honest. But yeah, Chinese Madam would have been all over it. Boo. Yeah, I think Boo would have probably. Bernard, probably. The artist formerly known as Mrs. Boaty. Don't know about that one. Don't know about that one. I mean, talking about the subject generally and other halves or whatever on YouTube channels, people do things differently, don't they? They have a different level of openness. I mean, you know me. Um, Nothing is hidden with me. I let you see everything, warts and all. I hide nothing. You know where I live. Cheeseburger knows my mobile number somehow. um, and I don't keep anything secret. Other people with families and with children, then quite necessarily they need to do that. They need to keep things a bit more secret, or at least a bit more private. uh, and when it comes to other halves, yeah, I guess it's just down to how they feel about it themselves and whether they want to be splashed onto it. Because amazingly, a lot of people would not be comfortable with being on film and, like I say, being splashed all over the internet. It is not for everybody. I think Carly's great, by the way, Miss Hubner. I personally think that she was a really good addition to Ian's channel. I know it's gone in a different direction and there's a load of different stuff, but I think of it this way. Now, I know a lot of people were not happy with the change of direction that Ian's channel took, but his life took a different direction. And so, what do you do? Do you go with your life, or do you go with the way that your channel previously was? And I think you've got to go with your life. And if you put in that separation, I think things become difficult. Whereas I reckon that Ian's relationship with Carly has probably deepened more quickly because they share the YouTube thing and they share the channel. And I think it probably makes it easier, makes their relationship stronger, and arguably adds to the YouTube channel. Not for everybody. It'll probably alienate a few, but it'll quite possibly bring in a new audience as well. Yeah. I reckon Allegro man would have a good swing on him, says Neil. We were actually talking about this. I was talking about this with Allegro man. He's the things you talk about in a windswept car yard. God, look at the time, darlings. Time has flown away. Cheeseburger says, when Boaty's channel goes properly viral, he will still need us for the content. Yeah, absolutely. Wogan did it. Wogan was the most successful radio presenter of all time, and he had no content. I've told you before, idiots like me used to write his content for him. So he'd rock up to work, probably half pissed, because he did like a drink, did I tell? God, didn't he like a drink? He'd read out other people's content, be paid a couple of million quid a year for reading it out, and then had the cheek to put it into a book and make us pay for the stuff that we wrote for him. I wrote a lot of stuff for Wogan. Oh dear. Mrs. Furious, says Joe, seems like she would be a great asset to the channel. I enjoyed the video. And Pingu says, I believe the beige bomber may have Homer Simpson powers of being able to withstand a humongous pounding and still keep standing. Does anybody remember Harry Enfield's old git sauce, Barry Scotter? I do, and I bet your Cheeseburger does as well. Joe, I used to work in Peterborough. It's an armpit. Yeah. OAP, Boaty, and Mustard will be like Statler and Waldorf, or just a pair of Muppets. Oh dear. Oh, Neil says, I've got used to being on camera now, to be honest. I always used to hate it. You're good, Neil. You're good. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. don't take yourself too seriously. Just, it's part of modern technology. Put it out there, have a laugh at yourself. You're great on camera, by the way. I love doing the live stream, says Joe. Oh, okay. Lunch news, our celebrity lunches. Mustard says Tom Drives wants to do a lunch with us. Okay. Okay, I'm up for that. We need to get these cracking. We need to crack these off. We've got who have we got? We've got JM on Cars on January the 2nd. We've got Steve Oh God, we've got loads to book in. We've got Steve Berry to confirm the day with. JM is confirmed. We've got to confirm Steve Berry. Mark, we've got to confirm him. We've got to sort out Joseph and James. That's Lloyd Vehicle Consulting and the Rubbish Mechanic. We need to start booking these in. Shall we just, I mean, we're nearly through December now. Shall we make it a New Year thing? We've got James on the 2nd of January. So let's do that as the first and then book them in after that, shall we? But yeah, Tom Drives would be very cool. Hello, Ben's here. Today from the house of... Oh, you'll be grand, John. You'll be grand. Just come and have a laugh with us and you'll be grand. Today from the home of disparaging dribbles. God. With your hosts, toothless, Welshian, Widgie, live Opwap. Oh, God. Tom Drives would be an ideal candidate for a lunch video, says Joe. Bob Grant was a clippy on the buses. Yeah, I know that now. Joe has been revising for his case studies test. Test is on the 21st. Ben says, evening all. I'm just fumigating Mustard and Boaty's reserved Roger Boaty suite in the Couldn't Care home. God. Here's a point. Bad books, Mark says. Isn't Bob Grant dead? And Pulse Motion says, just a small issue. Mark. Oh, dear. Thanks for sharing my number with your community, says Cheeseburger. I can expect 2 calls tomorrow. They couldn't see it. They couldn't see it, could they? I didn't think about that. I didn't think that I was sharing his number. Can you see his number on there? Hang on. Look. Oh, I've got go away. Oh yeah, you can. Sorry, Cheesy. Yeah, you might get 2 phone calls tomorrow. Bob Grant died in 2003. Well, he'd be the ideal person to replace me then, wouldn't he? Probably still be better than me, even though he's been dead for 20 years. Sarah Parsons, a lovely Sarah. Hello, just popped in, and you're very welcome. Oh, it was a sad end to Bob Grant. Bless him. Oh, was it? Ben says, Cheeseburger, do you charge extra for out calls? Now, there's somebody who's familiar with the language of the lady of the night. Happy birthday, John. God. Oh, I see you took Sir Richard and Lady Morris out for a spin today, Jason. Lovely car that. I did, Joe, and it really is a lovely car. And I'd forgotten just how lovely it was because I've not driven him for a while. And it was well overdue. Hang on, how do you know I took it out? I haven't done the video yet. I haven't edited it yet. I've never. Oh, I put a picture up. Yeah, I did. There will be a full video coming tomorrow for channel members and the day after for the rest of you. And yeah, it is a fabulous car. I really enjoyed myself. Oh, Christ. My sincere apologies. I mean, it's gone midnight, you know, you've got to expect this sort of thing, quite frankly. I need an excuse for a road trip in Sir Richard and Lady Morris, also known as Dicker Dum Dum. So if you can think of anything. Oh, yeah, and I need ideas for my 1000th video. And I'm not staying overnight in Roger Boaty. Whoever suggested that. I think it was Pingu. Thank you, chat, for my birthday wishes, says John. It's nearly over now. Well, it is over now, but we'll look forward to the next one. Oh my God, I've got sticky up hair. My hair, having been, you know, shaven and whatnot, it's reached a point where it doesn't know if it wants to go forwards or backwards. And some of it is going forwards and some of it is going backwards. And I noticed this in the mirror before I went to work. And I actually put a bit of mousse in to try and persuade it all to go backwards. And I'm just looking at myself on the screen there, and it hasn't completely worked. Never mind. Barry Scrotter says, why is a ring through the nose a no-no, Boaty? I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like excessive piercings on women, and I don't like tattoos. And a ring through the nose just looks wrong to me. It's a personal thing, each to their own. It's not for me to tell anybody else what to do, but we all have, you know, we all have preferences, and I prefer the lady that doesn't want to make herself look like a cow. And Cheeseburger, yes, I know you could tie them up outside the pub, you misogynistic, chauvinistic swine. It's just not for me. I know that people do this sort of thing to express their personality, but you know, I think that you can express your personality perfectly well through your personality rather than shoving rings through unusual parts of your body. Title: Many happy returns of the Stoodley. Oh, that's not a bad one, Ben. I'll screenshot that. I remember the hubby video, says Cheeseburger. There is a limit. Yeah, that's in reference to the sexual talk when he first introduced Carly. People are horrid these days, says Joe, especially towards women via online hate. And happy birthday, John. May there be many more. I second that. Hope next year is better, John. Absolutely. Happy birthday, John. Merry 2024, John. It can only get better, mate. Absolutely. Well said, Pingu. I hide nothing, says Ben, and don't we know it? Yeah, sorry, guys. Apologies. Video title: Fame at last. Cheeseburger has my number. That's the one. That is the one. Screenshot. Oh, a serious comment from Cheeseburger for a change. Hubby was brave to change channel direction. Joking aside, I'm pleased it has worked for him. Yeah, I suppose he was, wasn't he? Wasn't he? And it has worked for him, and I'm pleased too. Carly is lovely. I know we all have a joke about Ian, but I'd love to meet them both, actually. I would love to meet them both. I feel an affinity with Carly because of the Welsh connection, and she is proper Welsh, South Welsh, Welsh speaker, native Welsh speaker. And Ben says, I hope there's more on the Miss Hubnut channel. I really enjoy the snapshots of Wales, the land of our boatmeister. Yeah, my home. And it's a bit of a shame, really, that you've not got a view of my home from me. Maybe that's what I should do in Sir Richard and Lady Morris. Take you home. Maybe that's what I should do for my birthday. I mentioned it in a live stream the other night, didn't I? And I think that's what I should do. Now, over Christmas, going to be super busy at the restaurant. We're staying open from the 19th of December all the way through to the 8th of January. We're not closing. We're going to be open every day. So that includes Christmas Day, New Year's Day. So there's going to be 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks where I'm not able to get to the yard because I'm going to be working on Mondays um, and whatnot. So my birthday is the 14th of January, and I think it's on a Sunday this year. So maybe on the 15th of January, I should take you home. I should take you all to South Wales. We'll go in Sir Richard and Lady Morris. Yeah, that might be a nice thing to do. We'll stay overnight and I'll show you all of the meaningful bits, and then we'll go back and do it again in summer. Oh, hello. It's the Maestro Montego and Metro Appreciation Club. Hello, it's Pat, the Maestro man from Rill. Hello, Pat. Lovely to have you. And we were there a week ago, something like that. I think it was a week ago. And I'd love to come round and meet you, sir. And yeah, do ping me or send me a message or something, and let's sort that out one Monday. I'd love to catch up with you and tie it in with another road trip to Rill. I seem to remember, says Mark, when Hubnut gave up his job and risked full time with the YouTube channel. Yeah, and that was a risk because he was only doing about 700 quid a month on YouTube at the time that he gave up the journalism. But then he was married then, and he had the backup of his wife, which must have helped. Pingu says, when are you starting your weekly chat show, Life Advice with Reverend Boaty? God, it's bound to come, isn't it? I said I was going to do it under the nom de plume of Dirk Wagler, didn't I? When I had my new Hollywood teeth. Trisha says, Jason, did you ever write any of the Janet and John stories that Wogan read out? Good question. Good question, Trisha. I will answer that completely honestly. No, I didn't. And neither was I Chuffer Dandridge. The Janet and Johns were somebody else. I mean, they were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The Oxo Tower one was my favourite. Chuffer Dandridge was written by 2 people, and I can't remember their name. So that wasn't me either. Pretty much almost everything else was. And then I went on to writing stuff for Radio Wales after that, when I moved back to Wales. The Janet and Johns were genius, and no, they weren't me, and they never would have been me. That's not the kind of thing that I don't know why, but it's not the kind of thing that I could have written. I can't explain why. There's the stuff that I can do, and there's just some stuff that I can't do and never would have been able to. And for whatever reason, the Janet and Johns fell into that category. I thought they were genius, and I thought Chuffer Dandridge was genius as well. I was always quite jealous of them. The famous Christmas poem that some of you will know, I did write that. And I've reprised it. I think I did it on the YouTube channel, if not last Christmas, and then the Christmas before. And I've done it on Facebook, but that was one of mine. And that was actually my favorite bit of Wogan, because he totally lost the plot when he was reading that. I think he'd had a couple. Oh dear. God, look at the time. I've gone on too long. Cheeseburger says, if you don't like a ring through the nose and tattoos, then my daughter is safe. Mustard says, nose rings, a few tattoos and some meat on their bones. Oh, God. Mustard, thank God oh, dear. And Cheeseburger says, oh, God, I need to protect my daughter from the hairy Paddington. Oh, dear. Alive is almost finished and not a single mention of Mr. Boaty's pottering loo. I think I've taken it back upstairs, so I haven't got it to show you. Oh, dear. And finally, I've managed to catch up with the comments, which means that I can leave you wonderful people in peace. It is, after all, 17 minutes past midnight. Thank you for tonight. I've really enjoyed it. I really have enjoyed it. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being wonderful. Oh, 13 likes. Come on, darlings. There are 27 of you watching. Hit that like button and I'll let you go. When I get to 20 likes, I'll end it. And you can go and do something more interesting. Come on now. Hit that button. You know you want to. I need to get some supper on. 15. Everyone please like the video, says John. Quite right. Night Horse, says Jimmy. It's only 5:18 here, says Stephen Espo. Well, that's all grand for you. We're all knackered, mate. It's the middle of the night here. 17. 3 more. Come on, guys. You can do this. 3 more little prods on that likey button. Great life, Boaty. Glad John is a bit better. Absolutely. Well said, Cheesy. You're a lovely chap underneath. Don't like, he'll be here all night, Jimmy. No, that's the point. I'll be here all night if you don't like. So hit that like button and I will go. I need 3 more. Oh, 19. I need 1 more like. 1 more like and you can go to bed. Mustard says lots of people watch because they don't like you. They probably do. They probably do. I get a lot of hatred in the comments on your videos, Mustard. I replied to one today. I had to mute it. I can't stand this drivel. And then somebody else commented, I feel your pain, bro. I fast forward the videos when he's on. It's a good job I've got no feelings, isn't it? No sense, no feeling, darlings. Still on 19. I still need 1 more or I'm going nowhere. 23 of you watching, 1 of you, do it. Do it or I shall sit here and scream and scream and scream until I'm sick. And I can, you know. Somebody has actually unliked. You evil bastard. That's Cheeseburger. I've gone from 19 to 18. Cheeseburger, you bastard. It was you, wasn't it? It was bloody you. Or Mustard. I do ruin Mustard's videos. He gets unsubscribers when I'm on there. Oh, I'm back up to 19. Oh, name me -1 says, hit like or he'll start undressing. Good idea. Right, come on. I'm on 19 likes and I want 20. And if I don't get to 20, I'm going to take my trousers off. Oh, it's not you, Cheeseburger. Right, come on. 1 more like. Come on. The belt is open. Oh my God, it has. It's gone down to 15. Mustard. Oh no. Oh, you rotten swines. God, you're horrible. God, oh. You rotten But right now, I'm going to take my trousers off. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I would get get them off. Oh, thank you, Cheeseburger. Oh God, some people. Dear. Right. Okay, darlings. I'm still only on 16. I'm giving up. I'm going to do my belt back up. I'm going to get some supper on. Oh, we're up to 17. Right, darlings. Yeah. Thank you so much for tonight. It's been absolutely lovely. All of the love and support and positive thoughts in the world go to John. Sorry your birthday wasn't the best, but we'll celebrate. Have 2 birthdays this year, John. You can be like the Queen. And we'll have a birthday celebration for you when you're feeling better. And we'll all have a little bit of a meetup. And we will, yeah, didn't it? Oh, I've hit 20. Thank you. Oh, true, Ben, true. A plus for the flat. There's a stock of toast racks to furnish the Airbnbs. Quite correct. Oh my God, it's 23 minutes left. Right, that is it, darlings. Thank you so much for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow night, Thursday Night Live, 11 o'clock. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Yeah, I know she is, Cheeseburger. Don't be difficult. Good night, Joe. And good night to all of you. And have yourselves a safe and peaceful night, especially you, John. Take great care of yourselves. Have the best day that you can tomorrow. Much love from me. Good night. See you tomorrow night.